When you really want to achieve something in your life, are you more likely to make an action plan or a shopping list? Do you take real action towards your goal, or do you just convince yourself you've taken action by spending money on things related to the goal? In this video, I'm going to outline why potentially wasting your money can also be a waste of your time in order to highlight the importance of having an action plan. So stick around. Hi, I'm Leslie. I am a life coach based here in Brisbane, Australia. Now, I'm going to ask you another question, and I want you to be honest, okay, with yourself. What thing do you currently own that was supposed to be the thing that would force you to get your act together and achieve something? Maybe it's an expensive piece of home gym equipment that you're now using as a clothing rack. Or maybe it's a stack of partially used sketchbooks or notebooks that now serve little purpose than to represent the dashed hopes and dreams of a would-be professional artist or writer. Let's jump ahead and ask these questions a little differently. How much are you bench pressing now compared to when you bought your home gym? Where have you submitted your writing or your art for publication or for display? If you get excited by questions like these because you have satisfactory answers, then that's awesome. But if questions like these make you kind of cringe a little bit because maybe they're a little too, I don't know, triggering, whatever the word might be, then it might be time to change your strategy. Buying things to force yourself into action may seem like a good strategy, but if you do this a lot, you may actually be engaging in a form of self-sabotage. Because when you think about it, going out shopping for the tools that you need to do something is just a small step in what's really a larger and longer process. So if you engage in this step, this shopping spree, in isolation, where it doesn't fit into a well-designed action plan, it can create the illusion that you're progressing towards your goal when you haven't really done anything yet, except spend money. So it's like you're giving yourself a pat on the back that you haven't actually earned. And as a result of this, you can start to become complacent, or you may take a break way too early in the process. And that little break may turn into days, weeks, months, maybe even years, because you hadn't actually planned how you were going to use these tools in your pursuit of success. For example, let's say you want to learn a new language, okay? You want to learn French. So you go out and buy a book that claims it will teach you to speak French in 30 days. Okay, you've bought the book, you've cracked it open a couple of times in that first week or so, but then you've put it on your desk or your bookshelf, and it's just been sitting there ever since. So 30 days later, you're not any closer to reaching your goal of learning French because you haven't committed to a specific plan. And by the way, as a former language teacher, I'm telling you that the likelihood of becoming proficient in a new language in 30 days is extremely low. But the example itself is not really what's important here, because you can replace this hypothetical French book with just about any tool that will fit in your context, but we'll stick with this example for now just to keep it simple. So let's say you're at a party or whatever and someone asks, "So what's new? What have you been up to?" And you say, "Well, I've been studying French." No, you haven't! You bought a book, you looked at it a couple of times, and you haven't done anything with it yet, but because you paid money for that book, you think you're making some sort of progress, and you get that little dopamine hit, but you're not really being honest with yourself, and this can severely stall your progress. And that's a habit that really needs to be broken. So if this process of buying things as a first step to progress is a habit for you, what can you do instead? Next time you have a goal in mind that you would like to pursue, before you go out and spend any money on anything, make a plan. Then, figure out what tools and resources you already have or that you can access without spending a cent, and put those in detail in your plan. Set deadlines, specific deadlines for each step in your action plan, and then get started. Don't trick yourself into thinking that throwing money at a goal is the same as taking the useful steps to achieve it. And if money's tight, then it may be a good idea it is a good idea to include a specific budget for any tools or resources that you will need to purchase at each stage of your action plan. So this can help you avoid falling into the trap of wasting money on project materials for things or accumulating a mountain of stuff you end up never using. And it's possible you won't use this stuff because either you're no longer pursuing that particular goal, or some steps in your action plan have led to taking a slightly different direction, and somewhere along the way, your needs have changed. Also, avoiding that initial spending spree can also give you opportunities to make any relevant purchases from a much more informed place. And as you learn and grow through taking the steps that you outline in your action plan, you can have a better understanding of what you'll actually need, what the best tools are for every step in your process. You know, this imaginary French student may have been much better off not buying any books at first and instead going to French cultural events, for example. You know, they may have decided through some connection that they've made there that instead of buying a book and going at it alone, they're going to sign up for this amazing French class that people have been raving to them about. So to summarize all of this a little bit, if you're truly committed to achieving a goal, don't trick yourself into thinking that spending equals motivation or progress. Check in with yourself at every step in your action plan and give yourself an honest assessment of how you've been doing. You know, just because you say you're doing something or you have the intention of doing something doesn't mean you're actually doing it. Now, if you've never written an action plan before and you want to have a go at it for yourself, I have a blank template that I've put together on my website, and you can download it for free. You can start scribbling on it yourself. But one thing I will say is that working with a well-trained coach makes this process so much more efficient because we have the skills to help you set achievable and practical goals, to declare an official vision statement, to help you create a plan that will fit into your life, and to hold you accountable. So while you're on my website, you can book in for a free consultation with me in person or online, and we can talk about what it is you want to do and how I can help you get there. So if you look at the description for this video, I'm going to post a link to a study that I found that was published in 2017 that goes into this shopping issue in a lot of detail. It's from a Brazilian journal whose name translates to marketing, and it's all about the perception of goal attainment through the act of shopping. So if you're an information sponge like me and like sifting through academic journals and finding interesting stuff, then you are my spirit animal, and I invite you to send me more stuff like this. So with all of that said, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share my videos with all of your favorite people. Also follow me on social media. The links to my social media accounts will also be in the description for this video, and get in touch. All right, I'm going to tidy some things up here in the studio before my next client consultation, and then I'm going to get ready to go to the dentist later. All right, have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time.